integrity,
security, service.
Get behind the shield.
Are you a business owner struggling with wearing every hat from custodian to comptroller? Do you know all the local, state, and federal tax reports you have to file and when? Is your business positioned to leverage credit? You're best at what you do when you're doing what you were designed to do. At Elite 8 Tax and Financial Services, we're designed to support your business from conception to succession. Let us optimize your business for the best tax advantages, payroll, accounting, and even virtual CFO services. Our Business Operations Success Suite is tailored to your business to meet you where you are and help you grow by freeing you of the tedious back office requirements. See how we can customize a plan for you at www.elite8financial.com or call us at 469-412-0056. Get balls. Get behind the shield.
This is Dr. Tamia Guest with Rejuvenating Chiropractic.
This is Nara Reed with Modified Nutrition Health Coach.
This is Karen Marcel with June Street Barbershop.
This is Tiffany Marcel with Marcel Luxury Realty, and you're listening to Boss Talk Radio.
I paid the cost to be born.
Welcome to Boss Motivation. I am your host, George Dandridge Jr., and today we're going to talk about being an author. I don't know how many of you, when you were growing up, considered maybe writing a book, but the fact is that every day you're adding to the manuscript of your life. Every day. And, you know, consider this. Think about when you go to a funeral, right? And everybody's saying these different things about these different people, and some of it you know to not be true, or what have you. Give me a second. I'm pulling up something here, but you know it not to be true or whatever. And the thing is that we have to kind of go along and get along at that point. But here's the question for you today. Here's the motivating part for you today. Are you living, dictating the memory that you want, the legacy that you want? Are you making a conscious effort to really write your eulogy in advance, if you would? You know, when you consider being an author, there's this creative space, right? And what's exciting about that is your life is like the same way, the creative space, in that you can create the life you want. Now, here's the reason that a lot of people don't do that. I'm a little warmed up now. Here's the reason a lot of people don't do that. So the first reason is expectation. Too many of you are living the life that other people expect you to live. And it's for various reasons, whether as a parent and you want to make them proud, or a spouse, or whatever the case may be. But somewhere in the course of life, there was enough things dictated to you that you felt the need to conform and fall into this zone of what life is supposed to be like. Sometimes, like right now, I know that depression in America is at an all-time high. We can blame COVID, but the reality is that was a stat before COVID. You know, then we have a situation. Good morning. Make sure you leave your name for StreamYard comments when you come in, so I can properly shout you out. If you haven't already, share the video. So we have this thing where, you know, people don't even realize what the source of their anger is, what the source of their depression is. And it's all because they're not living their lives the way they want to. They live the lives that is expected of them. Or the other reason, they're afraid of being judged. What's going on, Mr. Cartwright? Good morning to you, sir. It's actually Tuesday, but okay. Yeah, that's why I didn't do this one yesterday. But, so some of y'all have a fear of being judged. And the reality is you're going to be talked about anyway. If being judged is something that concerns you, if being talked about is something that concerns you, here's what you need to do. Hold your breath. Don't let it go until you can't hear the sound of my voice anymore. And then keep holding your breath, because if you're alive, somebody's going to talk about you. So I have this philosophy where, I would much rather expire having tried, done, or said anything that I wanted to and have no regrets, or have at the most the regret of having done it wrong, than the regret of not having done it at all. I couldn't imagine not living life on my terms. Good morning, Dave. How you doing, brother, out there in Philly? And the thing is, it goes back to that penmanship. Even if you never type anything out, those crazy visions you get in your head, those dreams, those things, first of all, those are not self-created. Those are divinely placed inside of you for you to execute. I wish I had grabbed that saying that I wanted to refer to at this moment, but again, you have to start to create that thing. Like, I hate when people start complaining about their job. Because here's the thing. Nobody came to you and asked you to put in that application. If you don't like it, quit. Oh, well, you can't quit because you're living above your means. You can't afford to miss a paycheck. Well, apply some other places while you're still there, but change your circumstances. We have this, there's this false kind of unspoken narrative that's out there that suggests that resiliency and tenacity is based on enduring the hard times. And well, there's a difference between hard times and a hard way. Yeah, sure, it's always going to rain, but there's the other part where you just kind of park in a storm and you get the full brunt of that thing instead of just passing through. You don't have to sit there. You don't have to do that. Little known fact, fun fact about George, my all-time favorite song. And now the end is near, and I face the final curtain. My friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. Key part. I've lived a life that's full, traveled each and every highway, but much more than this, I did it my way. That just fills my heart up every time, I hear it. And it's not to say you're not going to have any regrets in life or whatever. That would be foolish or whatever. But what I'm saying is that sense of urgency you feel, that need to change, don't put that off till tomorrow, because then you're one day further behind than the person that started today. You can do this yourself your way. All you have to do is decide. Y'all hear me say this all the time. Self-preservation is not selfishness. When you do the best thing for you, you inherently do the best thing for everybody that you affect. Because if it doesn't feel good to you. If you don't want it or whatever, you're going to do it begrudgingly. You're not doing it, for the right reason, and it's going to affect you, and it's going to create this animosity inside of you, which you can't take on somebody else, so then you implode or what have you. You can change that situation. All you have to do is decide. There's nothing standing between you and everything you visualize other than execution. Some people here talk like this and they say, well, George, you make it sound like everything is easy. I have a colleague who was posting the other day, and she posted this receipt. I think it was on a day she had just recently closed on a house or whatever, and she had like $3 in her bank account for like 2 weeks till she got paid, and she got a check back from the escrow company that she had overpaid, and it was like $100 some, and she kept that deposit receipt, right? And she remembered that she kept that because that was a day that was hard for her, but it was a day that she was so grateful to have gotten that money. Now she's going on to become successful, but she kept that as a reminder of a place she doesn't want to go back to. I got my man Dave Anderson on the line. He and I were talking a couple of weeks ago when we had him on the show, and we found out one of the things we had in common. Both of us had been homeless at one point, and now I'm not aware of all of Dave's circumstances, but for me, it was just absolute stubbornness. Would not conform. Yeah, I could have went home to the parents or whatever. I didn't want to do that, because Daddy told me, well, when you think you're as much man as me, you got to go. Well, at that point, I felt like I was nothing but man. So I had to go, and I had to be gone because I had to do this thing my way. I didn't want to do what everybody else thought I should do, And what I'm telling you is whoever your idol, fantasy, or whatever may be, whoever that person is you look to that you believe is the pillar of success or what you would want for your life, call them. That may sound crazy. Like you're like, well, I can't reach out to that person or whatever. I don't know how to get in touch with that person. Find it. Find it, call them, and ask them what they went through. And I guarantee you that every successful person you know or have come across had a hard way to go before they got to the point of success. And that hard way wasn't because necessarily because of where they came from or whatever. It's because when you make the decision to do it your way, when you make that decision that you're not going to compromise the life that you want or how you're going to bring it about, oh, you will be met with resistance. Believe that. You will be met with people trying to stop you and put things in place to hurt you, whatever the case may be. Now, this is where real tenacity comes in. This is where real resilience happens to take place, because that's the point where you have to be, I don't know what other way to say it, asshole-ish enough to keep it pushing, and keep doing it your way. You've been tuned in to Boss Motivation. If you haven't done so, share the video. If you're catching it on the replay, please go back and hashtag replay. And I will see you guys in a little bit for the normal Tuesday tax tips.